but I severely doubt XDefaint will live up to the title. And with Ubisoft making such terrible decisions like Ubisoft Plus and what they're doing with Assassin's Creed and Star Wars Outlaws, and even what they did with XDefaint, really leaves me feeling worried and even apathetic. XDefaint is a fine game, but I really don't think it's going to last very long. Kind of like Splitgate, if you will. It was a decent filler game, but when something new came around, people quickly forgot about it. Maybe XDefaint won't suffer the same fate. Only time will tell. If it's around long enough, I'll do an update video to check in on it and see what's new, if it is still around. Maybe it will be, but then again, it wouldn't be the first time Ubisoft made a free-to-play game only to shut it down after it failed to kill its competitor. Good luck, XDefaint.
Greetings everybody, this is Kind Pepper. Is it too soon to say I told you so? If you haven't heard the news or forgot, XDefaint is dead. On June 4th, 2025, the server shut down due to XDefaint not getting the player count Ubisoft hoped for. I said in my first XDefaint review that I would revisit the game if it was still around, and seeing that the sun has set, I think I should pay this old, underperforming game a kind visit. So when they announced that XDefaint was shutting down, they decided to release all of the seasons at once, and this is what they had to show for it. Yeah, like 3 new guns and a ham sandwich. It's actually impressive seeing how little they had planned for this big COD killer game. Say what you will about Call of Duty, but ever since 2019 and onward, they've been hitting the ground running with post-launch content. Whether it's good post-launch content is another story. But XDefaint really had nothing in store for their 5-season plan. They couldn't even do their simplest promise of adding a kill cam. They couldn't even do that. Look, I'm not a programmer or anything, but how hard is that to do? You've done it in Siege. You know how to do it. Another weird thing they did was how they added operator prestige skins, where if you play a certain operator a lot, you get a skin to show for it. Now, on paper, that's a cool idea. Call of Duty Vanguard did something similar, and I actually like that part of the game. So, what did XDefaint do with this idea? They added bronze, silver, and gold overlays over the skin. Okay, 1, that looks extremely goofy. 2, you're going to stick out like a sore thumb. And 3, you have all these franchises with really deep history. Wouldn't it be cooler to have your prestige skins go through the individual game's history? For example, Ghost Recon. What if when you got bronze, you unlock a Ghost Recon 2001 skin? Double points if it's low poly, that would be funny. For silver, you'd get Advanced Warfighter skin, and for gold, you get Future Soldier, or maybe Nomad. Like, wouldn't that be cool? Reward skins going through each game's respective history? Maybe it wouldn't work with all the newer operators, but hell, it's better than putting overlays on them. Anyways, while the post-launch content leaves a lot to be desired, the gameplay does more so. Don't get me wrong, it's fine, if a bit outdated feeling. Even when this game first came out, it just felt clunky, both in animation quality and overall feel. Honestly, that's something Ubisoft just never excelled at. But I will give credit where credit is due. Unlike Call of Duty right now, XDefaint spawns are really solid. Well, were really solid, that's the point. I never got that Black Ops 6, spawn in a corner, die, spawn in the same corner, die, spawn in the same corner and kill the guy that was killing you because he didn't think you spawned there a third time. The maps also, despite not being very memorable, do have a decent flow to them. Granted, that is because they're rather bare bones to an extent. They're detailed looking, but when you dissect them, you'll find that they're just 3-lane maps, maybe with some verticality, but overall they're really simple. And the weapons are fine, the meta remains intact. SMGs dominate, assault rifles are standard, and shotguns might as well not exist. The only new gun I like is the Thompson. It has a very satisfying sound to it, and it melts through players quickly. Oh, and I didn't forget about the snipers, of course. I just don't care to repeat myself, since Ubisoft never bothered patching them.
They're powerful one-shotters, as you would expect, but they barely even have any flinch. What makes quickscoping so impressive is that you're taking a very big risk. You're constantly going up against people with guns that can shoot faster than you. So if you're not quick enough or you're not accurate enough, they can easily kill you. And if they hit you, your scope's going to go all over the place. So there's a big risk and a lot of skill that actually goes into using it. You actually had to be good at quickscoping. Not an XDefaint, you could just sit there and take it because you don't need skill at all.
That's another thing, they just didn't fix a lot of things, and when they did, it was usually terrible. For example, when people were complaining about players abusing bunny hopping, Ubisoft launched a patch, which made it where if you jumped too much, your screen swayed like a drunk. Not only is that a nonsensical patch, it didn't help the main problem. Cause players still abuse bunny hopping, they just had to conserve it a little more. That's part of the problem with the game. They either didn't fix anything, or the fix is insanely stupid. Well, they never added the bare bones type playlist that I wanted, so unfortunately I have to deal with these I win buttons one more time. They're all overpowered and none of them are fun. I'm sorry, but this is part of the XDefaint that I always hated. It's one of the biggest reasons I couldn't get into it. Like, they added the assassins from Assassin's Creed, and they have 2 rechargeable abilities that can either be smoke bombs that stop you from playing, that's lovely, or highlighting enemies that are in your line of sight. Obviously, that's really not the worst, but their ultimate is literally just teleporting and insta-killing you. Please tell me how that's balanced. Though granted, it is finicky as hell, but that's how all specialists feel in this game. Nothing more than glorified I win buttons. They don't offer any strategy or team play, like what other better games would do. They're solely power fantasies, which I guess isn't inherently that bad. It's just not for me is all. And apparently not good enough for the rest of the player base. I lie. Obviously, just because I had problems with XDefaint doesn't mean everyone had the same problems. Though I did touch on those same problems briefly. The problem lies with XDefaint's developers having no real clue where to take the game after launch. Hell, before launch. When XDefaint was first announced, it was going to be a Tom Clancy punk rock shooter game.
It's fast-paced firefights meets punk rock mosh pit.
If you don't see a problem with that entire sentence, I really don't know how to help you. Obviously, they did change that. They dropped the Tom Clancy IP. Thankfully, we don't need his name butchered any further. But they also dropped the whole punk rock aesthetic for more of a Smash Bros. But Ubisoft's IPs, but COD kind of game, which doesn't really help give the game a better direction. If you want a more thorough breakdown of XDefaint's history, check out Critical Nobody's video on it. It goes more in depth than I do. But what I think Ubisoft's biggest problem was this lack of support for their game. I just showed you how little they added, or changed, or fixed. When they try to fix something, it was barely helpful and are stupid. They never nerfed snipers, they never added kill cams like they promised. Hell, it took them nearly 3 months to get Season 2 out, and by the time Season 3 came out, they just threw in the towel. Bitch, you didn't do anything, especially when these seasons weren't really packed full of content. They would add like 2 maps and then call it a day for 3 months. And then you shut it down when nobody wants to play your dry game, while other games are simply offering more. Well, putting it that way, it's no wonder why this game failed. In many ways, XDefaint was doomed from the start. Having Ubisoft, of all people, be your publisher and force it on that shitty launcher is one thing, but expecting players to sit around and wait for you to figure your shit out is another thing. Throughout the 5 seasons XDefaint had planned, they had virtually nothing to show for it. Not only that, they couldn't even keep the most basic promises, like a damn kill cam. At the end of the day, no one wanted to wait around for a game to get his shit together, and maybe under a better publisher, they could have pulled a No Man's Sky, overhaul and really push XDefaint on the map, make it a better game. But under Ubisoft, they were dead before the game was announced. Thank you all so much for watching. I gotta admit, it's really sad seeing XDefaint go down like this. I didn't really enjoy the game. Don't get me wrong, I had fun with it from time to time, but I just never got into it. But I know others did get into it. And if you were a fan of this game, I'm genuinely sorry Ubisoft took it down. If you want other free-to-play games that I personally enjoy, maybe check out Delta Force. It's more of a full package with a extraction mode, a campaign, and a big multiplayer, while still being free. Though, I will say the updates are pretty slow too, which I will get on in another video. Another good game is Splitgate 2, if you're looking for a more competitive, fast-paced shooter. Though they are doing some kind of stupid things, like making a battle royale mode nobody asked for. But I do enjoy both of these games, and they're free, so you might as well give them a shot. Anyways, that's all for today. What did you all think about XDefaint when it was up? Did you enjoy it, or did you feel more meh about it like I did? Or did you hate its guts? Either way, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your opinion about it. Thank you all so much for watching, and at ease.
When the game's plug is pulled.